Who doesn't need more money? Why don't you just get someone to give it to you? That's what we're gonna talk about in this episode, like giving money. No, this is not, I got too bumbled in my words. One more time, here we go. Stop and go. Ready? Okay, this is how you know this is legit. Look at the dog. They don't care about the dog doesn't care about them. Look at all these chickens.
Look at all those chickens.
Ready? Ready? Party people, what's up? That's how you gotta do. You just gotta float them out. What up? Now let's start this vlog by saying the following. These are ducks. I prefer Trojans. Yeah, you know, it's never not about USC for me. If all you do is spend your time chasing money, you're never gonna have any like finish line, right? Like numbers have no end. But the reality is, like, even if you have some money, you probably want more money. If you have no money, you need some money. Like I said, if you have some money, you want more money. If you have more money, you want even more money. Like, there really is no end. And it's not like a greed thing, it's just the reality of kind of where we're at as a society, where we are as people. I mean, everybody wants to feel safe and secure, so it's like, I need more money. So what happens when you loan someone money? What happens when you receive a loan from someone? What happens when the person doesn't pay you back or can't pay you back? What happens when you can't pay back someone who's loaned you money? We're gonna discuss those things definitely here in the beautiful Palm Desert Civic Center Park. I think you probably saw some beautiful footage. If you haven't already, you will be seeing it soon, of us feeding some amazing ducks. I mean, I don't know if they're that amazing, but they like the bread that we brought. So let's start with secured debt. Secured debt. Secured debt is your mortgage. The most common form of secured debt is the mortgage you have on your home. So if you own a home, well, the bank owns your home and you pay the payments on it, that's a secured debt. So what does that mean? It means you've obtained a loan of a certain amount of money in exchange for the promise to pay it back. But there's one more wrinkle. You've made something more than just a promise to pay it back. You've actually taken the time to give a specific item of security, like the house itself, right? You've taken the money from the bank, you've paid it to the seller of the home, and you've now received the use enjoyment of the home itself, and you've promised to pay the bank the monthly payments, usually over 30 years plus interest, back to the bank for the home. So at the end of those 30 years, you'd own the home. What if you don't make those payments? I mean, we just had this whole subprime mortgage crisis that kind of crushed the American economy. That's what happens when people don't pay their loans. What ends up happening, the bank comes and takes the property. See, it's a secured debt. The home is the security for the debt. We talked about secured debt, your mortgage company. Let's talk about something that is far more, you know, human to human, person to person loans are typically unsecured debts. The situation where you've loaned someone money and just a promise to pay you back, maybe monthly payments or all at once at a certain point, potentially even with interest or without interest. Regardless, the point is, you didn't say, if you don't pay me, I can take your whatever away from you. So it's unsecured, there's no collateral. Collateral is like the actual piece of security. Remember, we were talking about the mortgage, that's the home. Or like right now, if I was gonna loan my man holding the camera here some money, I would say, hey, if you don't pay me back, I can take your camera, I can take your camera bag, I can take your microphone system, I can take your things, these tangible things. Those are the collateral, that's the security. But again, most loan situations don't have that security. So now that we've talked about secured debts and mortgages and collateral and all those things, the reality of the world that we kind of operate in is most of the loan transactions that come across my desk are unsecured. It's like two people that were friends or knew each other or had some kind of prior relationship where one party found themselves in a jam and asked for some help and the other side decided to loan them some money. But if that's the scenario within which you are loaning your hard-earned money out, notice the honk, it is unbillable, you got to remember that what happens if you can't get paid back? I mean, as an attorney, I have no choice. You kind of see me do the hem and the haw dance. I don't know. You know, we kind of don the Darth Vader mask. I have no choice but to look at everything from like, what if everything goes bad? Not just what if everything goes bad, what if everything goes bad and then even worse and then even worse? What if every horrible decision possible in a row is made? So if you are the person who's loaning the money, what does that mean? The person who you loan the money to can't pay you back, loses their job, has no income, has no source of funds. How are they going to pay you back? So then you come to an attorney and you say, I need you to file a lawsuit and help me get my money back. When we turn our focus to the potential of not being paid back, it's very important to just take a real crystal clear idea or image of what it would be like, what would the scenario be like when you're owed some money. So let's start with like judicial limitations. Small claims court is what I'm talking about, right? You can go to small claims court between two individual people, at least in this jurisdiction, for an amount up to, I think, $10,000. Now don't hold me to it, but I think it's about $10,000. It kind of increases every so often. So imagine, if you will, a scenario where somebody owes you money in unsecured debt, again, no collateral to chase. If it's $10,000 or less to individuals, you could go to small claims court. What's the benefit of that? Well, small claims court has lower filing fees. It has quicker hearings. It has a judgment much faster than a regular court. And most of all, there's no attorneys there, so you're saving money on legal fees. You're saving money on people like me. No offense to my fellow lawyers watching, but just the truth of it is, when you go to small claims court, you're capping your total recovery at $10,000 in exchange for this quicker system and the no attorneys and lower fees, et cetera, all those things I just went through. But again, hear what I just said. You're capping your recovery at $10,000. So what does that mean? If I loan someone $15,000 and they don't pay me back, and I take them to small claims court and I win, can't I get my $15,000 back? Nope, no you can't. You're capped at 10 grand. You can only get your $10,000 back. I ran into another friend out in public. Here we are. Look, I have friends. That's it. Go do your mom thing. Do your mom thing. Do your mom thing. Don't get in trouble. All right, so now that we've talked about some things that small claims court is good for, let's talk about some things that small claims court is not good for. And the answer really is any kind of collection matter where the amount of money is far greater than that cap. Remember, the small claims court has a cap. So what are some ways you can combat this? Well, the first reason small claims court is a good tool is because it eliminates attorney's fees. So when you loan someone money, number one, put it in writing. Put it in writing. If you ever want to enforce something against someone else, you really should have it in writing. I've said it before. People get, what do I call it? Amnesia when it comes time to pay people back. So you want to put it in writing. And then if you put it in writing, put a provision in there that says in the event of a legal action to collect the money due under the promissory note, the winner gets their attorney's fees. See, in California, you don't automatically get your attorney's fees. You only get attorney's fees if it's by statute or by contract. So if you put it in the terms of the promissory note, then it's by contract. And I can tell you right now, for a basic breach of contract claim or like an unpaid note, if it's not in the agreement, there is an attorney's fees provision that you can use to get your attorney's fees. And see, this is a principle and an important piece of the puzzle because that cost could be a lot of money when it comes to lawyers. $7,500 litigation retainer, $10,000, $12,500. I mean, the case value going up, the amount of work that might be necessary, a $25,000 or $50,000 retainer is not totally unheard of. See, the cost of the court system is quite expensive, and you need to think about that not when it's too late and you need to use the court system. You need to think about that on the front end. When you loan the money out, what are you going to do if you can't get paid back? You're going to use the court system. How, why, amounts, limits, all these things come together, hopefully give you some guidance on the right way to loan money in a manner so that if the person decides not to pay you back, you can make them pay you back. If you like this episode, hit the like button. If you have a comment or something to share with us, make sure you put it in the comments below and subscribe, because like this clean, cold water, it would mean a lot to us. And with that, we look forward to seeing you. Hopefully you look forward to seeing us on the next episode of Unbillable.
Thank you.